In today's machine learning class, we will see the different types of machine learning, especially the 4 different types of machine learning algorithms and the definition of those algorithms and the different types of the algorithm and applications, advantages and drawbacks of all the given algorithms. Let us see all those things one by one. So based on the way of learning, the machine learning algorithms are divided into 4 types. The first one is supervised learning, second one is unsupervised learning, third one is semi-supervised learning, and the fourth one is reinforcement learning. When come to supervised learning, the two types are there. First one is classification and second one is regression. When come to unsupervised learning, again two types are there, clustering and association analysis. When come to reinforcement learning, two types are there, active reinforcement learning and passive reinforcement learning, right? The first one is supervised machine learning. Supervised machine learning means the machine will learn based on supervision. Okay, supervision means we need to train the machine by using labeled data set, and based on the training the machine will predict the output, right? So here the input data along with its labels. Okay, so for example this is output along with labels are given to the machine. Okay, then the machine learns those data and it have to give the output, right? So by mapping the input and output data or by mapping the raw data with its label, it predicts the corresponding output, and after that the trained machine have to predict the output by using the test data set. So this is test data. This is test data. Suppose after learning all those things, for as per the example here, different types of symbols there and corresponding labels also given to the machine. So once the machine learned all those things, then it can easily identify all the shapes, all the shapes. Now testing this machine, we have to give two symbols, okay, triangle and circle. Then the machine can easily predict this particular shape is triangle and this particular shape is circle. Okay, so here the supervision is given based on the labels. Let us see the supervised machine learning by using cats and dog images, right? So initially we have to give a collection of messages of dogs and a collection of messages of cat, and by using those two group of images or two classes of images, this is class dog and this is class cat. Okay, with these two messages we train the machine, and the machine will train with respect to the shape, size, tail of cat and dog, and shape of eyes, colors, height. So accordingly it will categorize which image is actually dog and which image is actually cat. Okay, after completing this training, now we need to test the machine. So this is called as training data. So in the training data, for each image we need to give the label dog. So this is dog, this is dog, this is dog, okay, and this is cat. So for all the images we have to give the corresponding label, so that the machine can easily identify and understand based on the shape, size, color and the different attributes of those data. So once the machine learns everything, now we need to test with the image of a cat. Okay, so without giving the label, we simply give the image to the machine, and the machine can compare the attributes of this image with all already trained data, and the attributes will be very much mapped with cat, isn't it? So now the data will be classified into cat class, the output will be cat, right? So this is how the supervised machine learning is learning and working. The applications of supervised learning. So this supervised learning is working very much in fraud detection, risk assessment, spam filtering and etc. There are two types of supervised machine learning. First one is classification and second one is regression. Let us see these things one by one. The first type of supervised machine learning is classification, and these problems are used to solve the classification problem. Classification problem means a defined set of classes are there. Okay, C1, C2, C3, C4, and the given data should fall any one of the classes. Any one of the class, that is, we need to classify the given data is called as classification. So the classes may be either yes or no, male or female, red, blue or green, etc. That is, only the defined set of classes are there, or finite set of classes are there. Okay, there is no linearity here, and these algorithms are used to predict the categories present in the data set. Okay, some applications of these classification problems are spam detection, email filtering and etc. So many applications are there for classification problem, and some popular classification algorithms are machine learning algorithms which will come under classification are random forest algorithm, decision tree algorithm, logistic regression algorithm and support vector machine algorithm, that is SVM. Okay. The second type of supervised machine learning is regression, and these algorithms are used to solve the regression problems. That means it finds the linear relationship between input and output variables. Okay. So linear relationship, there is no classes here. So classification is very easy when compared to regression problem. Okay, here the relationship are linear, right? That is, it is used to predict the continuous output variables such as market trend. What is the current market Nifty value or BSE NSE value, right? And weather prediction, the temperature of particular time. So the temperature means we have to give the current temperature, not the sunny, rainy, cloudy likewise. Okay, we have to give the exact temperature here. And mark of student, mark means we have to give the exact mark, right? So the output will be linear value, not the classified value, right? So this is called as regression. And some popular regressive algorithms are simple linear regression algorithm, multivariance regression algorithm, decision tree algorithm and lasso regression. So these are some of the popular regression algorithms in machine learning. Next let us see the advantages and disadvantages of supervised learning. First one is advantage. When come to advantages of supervised machine learning, here we are using only the labeled data set. Okay, hence the learning will be very easy and we can predict the exact output of the given test data. Testing will be very easy here. Okay, because we are using only the labeled data set, hence learning will be very easy, and these algorithms are very much helpful to predict the output on basis of prior experience. Okay, so the supervised machine learning is very simple when compared to all the other algorithms. And when come to disadvantages, the algorithms are not able to solve complex tasks. Okay, so it is very much helpful for only the simple data, and it may predict wrong output if the test data is different from the training data, right? So this is the very big drawback of the supervised machine learning, and it requires lots of computational time to train the algorithm. Okay, so the time complexity and space complexity will be very high in supervised machine learning. And now let us see some of the applications of supervised machine learning. In supervised machine learning, the output will be very accurate because we are using only the labeled data set. Hence the application is also very huge. The first one is image segmentation, medical diagnosis system, fraud detection, spam detection, speech recognition, etc. So here the output are very sensitive. Okay, and those sensitive area we can easily use the supervised machine learning system. Unsupervised machine learning. In unsupervised machine learning, the machine is actually trained by using unlabeled data set. Okay, unlabeled data set. The data set does not have any label, right? And the machine predicts the output without any supervision. Then how it will predict? So the system will analyze the similarities, patterns and difference of the given data. Accordingly it groups or categorize the data, that is given data set, right? So accordingly it will group the data, and the machine are instructed to find the hidden patterns. Accordingly it will find the shape of the given data and it will group the data. And next let us see another example to understand this supervised machine learning. Here I am going to give a raw data, that is the collection of fruit images. Will be given to this algorithm. Now the algorithm tries to find the patterns, size, shape and color of all the given input images, and it tries to find the groups of those images. Okay, so in the group, the objects inside the group are highly related to each other, and the objects between the group, okay, this group and this group are highly differentiated. Difference will be very high. Here the relationship will be very high. So accordingly the machine will learn the input data, right, system, and after learning completes, now I try to test this data with the apple image, one apple image, right. Now the algorithm relate this particular apple with all the other groups. Now it understand this is apple and this goes to this particular class. Okay, so this is what unsupervised machine learning. There are two main types of unsupervised machine learning. First one is clustering and second one is association. The first type of unsupervised machine learning is clustering. The clustering is used to find the inheritance group from the given data, right. That means the data will be divided into different groups, and data inside the group, the objects which are inside the group are highly related to each other, and the object of different groups are, there is no relationship or difference are very high. Okay, some of the example for clustering algorithm is grouping the customer based on their purchasing behavior. Okay, and just now we have seen the fruits example also. So this is also example for clustering. More number of clustering algorithms are used in machine learning. The first one is k-mean clustering algorithm, mean shift algorithm, DB-scan algorithm, principal component analysis algorithm, independent component analysis algorithm, and etc. The second type of unsupervised machine learning is association. Here it is used to find the interesting relationship among the variables from the large data set, right. So it identifies the dependency among the data. So based on the dependency it tries to group the data. So inside the data are highly related, and outside the data from the group are highly deviated. And these association algorithms are mainly applied in market basket analysis, web usage mining, that is web mining, and continuous production and etc. So the application will be very high here, and the popular algorithms which will come under association are a priori algorithm, ECLAT algorithm, FE growth algorithm, and etc. Next, let us see the advantages and disadvantages of unsupervised learning algorithms. Right? The first one is advantages. So, these unsupervised algorithms are used in very complicated tasks because it does not require the labeled data like supervised machine learning. So, with unsupervised, that is unlabeled data set itself, it finds the output. So, this is the very big advantage. And the second one is using the unlabeled data is very easy when compared to the labeled data set. Right. So, this is the another advantage of this unsupervised machine learning. When come to drawbacks, the output will be less accurate. The output will be less accurate because the data is not labeled, isn't it? So, this is the first drawback, and the algorithm is not trained with exact output. Okay, the algorithm is not trained with exact output, hence the accuracy will be automatically reduced, and it is more difficult working with unlabeled data set. Okay, working of unlabeled data set is more difficult, of course, and it does not, because it does not map with the output. The input does not map with the output. The training is not proper in unsupervised machine learning. The applications of unsupervised machine learning, and these type of algorithms are very much helpful in complicated analysis, okay, like network analysis, recommendation system, anomaly detection, and singular value decomposition. Here the input are not proper, though we have to predict the exact output. So, in that situation the unsupervised machine learning will be very much suitable for that. Semi-supervised learning. This is another important learning methodology to overcome the drawbacks of supervised learning and unsupervised learning algorithm. Right here, the semi-supervised lies between the supervised learning method and unsupervised learning method. That means it uses the combination of labeled data set and unlabeled data set for training the model. Okay, that means initially the similar data is clustered based on unsupervised learning algorithm. Okay. So, the similar data is clustered by using unsupervised learning method, and based on the output of this it will label the unlabeled data. All the unlabeled data will be labeled by using the output of these things, right. So, that means the labeled data are very expensive when compared to unlabeled data. So, it does not use all labeled data, a portion of data only labeled here. The advantages and disadvantages of semi-supervised learning. First, let us see the advantages. It is very simple and very easy to understand the algorithm because it uses the combination of supervised and unsupervised, and it is very efficient also when compared to both the algorithms, and it used to solve the drawbacks of supervised and unsupervised learning algorithm. Okay, it takes the advantage of both supervised and unsupervised, hence it will solve the drawbacks. And when come to disadvantages, the iterations result is not stable. That means it required different types of learning technique. So, first initially it implements unsupervised learning, after that based on the output it needs to label the unlabeled data. So, we cannot apply these algorithms to network level data, okay, because it requires more number of different